So the way that I actually look at it is we are born with unconditional self-love. And then we learn all these limiting beliefs.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of Mom Talks with Krista. This is part 2 of my interview with Megan Stoddard, who is a mental health and self-love coach. So if you missed part 1, I highly recommend you go back and watch that one first. Today we're talking all about hypnotherapy. So Megan is also trained in hypnotherapy, and I was so curious about what this means and how you can use it for mental health and your mindset. So we're just going to dive right into this. Plus, you're not going to want to miss at the end of the episode, she's going to share some awesome tips about how you can instill self-love in your child's life so they grow up around it today. So thanks for tuning in, and let's just dive right in.
So I kind of want to switch gears a little bit because I'm so curious about this. You also are certified in hypnotherapy. So I kind of want to know just like what this is and just, explain a little bit for everyone that doesn't know, including myself, how you kind of use hypnotherapy.
Yes. So, okay, for all my skeptics out there, when I signed up for my certification, I was right there with you. I was like, because it was kind of a 5-in-1 certification thing. It was a hefty certification. And I was like, okay, I'm really excited for the other ones, but hypnotherapy, okay, I guess I'll go through it just because it's part of it. Like, because most people's experience with hypnotherapy is either in movies or those stage hypnotists, right? That was my experience, was a stage hypnotist. In fact, when I was like in junior high, I went up on stage of one once and it didn't work on me. So I totally thought that every hypnotist was a total quack and like, and so I was totally skeptic of it. And my cousin actually had a really negative experience with one of those stage performers as well. So I was really like,
oh, wow.
She's fine now. Everything's fine. But so I was right there with you. So let me just kind of say what hypnotherapy is not. It is not mind control. Like, you're not being put under. I've done quite a few sessions of hypnotherapy now, and my clients, they know everything I'm saying. They hear everything. Essentially what hypnotherapy is, it's just a really relaxed state. So as a hypnotherapist, I'm essentially helping you get into a certain brain waves. There's the state where you're awake. And then there's this state where it's kind of in between awake and sleep, like right when you're starting to drift off to sleep a little bit. That's the alpha brainwaves. That's what I'm getting you into. And then there's like theta and delta. I don't remember. Oh, so beta, alpha, and then there's like theta and delta that are sleep, different levels of sleep. But I'm just getting you right into that alpha. If you've ever meditated, it's basically in that same spot. So you're just really relaxed. And what that does, so there's this thing in your brain called the critical factor. So you've got your conscious mind, there's this critical factor, and then you've got your subconscious mind. Subconscious, unconscious, those words are used interchangeably. And so once you get into that alpha brainwave state, it just kind of removes or relaxes that critical factor so that we can speak directly into the subconscious mind, which is where all those like habits lie and deep limiting beliefs or positive beliefs. All your beliefs are stored in that subconscious mind. So what I do on a session is, I talk to my client and I do some like demonstrations and show how simple it is and how in control you really are. Because I know that's a fear that a lot of people have, is that, well, I'm going to be put under and I don't know what you're going to say to me. I don't know what you're going to make me quack every time a train goes by, No. And the cool thing is, that gave me a lot of comfort when I first heard this. So each human being has their core values, whether you're aware of what they are or not, you have your core values. If I were to offer a suggestion during a session that is not in alignment with your core values, you're not going to adhere to it. It's not going to stick, because these core values, I always think of, have you seen Inside Out?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like those core memories, they are deeply embedded. They're not going anywhere. They are what everything else is built off of. So it's like, if I give this suggestion that doesn't align with it, it's just going to kind of bounce off and go away. So like, if I were to say, okay, when you come out of this session, you're going to go rob a bank. If that is not in alignment with who you are, you're not going to go rob a bank. So I can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. And obviously my intention is to help you reach your highest self. And so what we do is we figure out what you want the session to be about. We address the issues that you've been struggling with, and we help you see the life that you want to live. Then once I get you into that alpha state, you're just super relaxed. Sometimes your mind might kind of like drift off because, you know, you're in that kind of in between state. So sometimes you might not be totally conscious of what I'm saying. Sometimes you will be. But then I just offer these suggestions. That's what they're called. They're just positive suggestions to help you live the life that you want to live. One example, one of my favorite sessions that I actually do is a weight loss session. And it's not like a magical thing where I say, well, okay, in the next week, you're going to lose 50 pounds. You know, it's more of something where I might say something like, you chew your food slower so that you can enjoy it more. And then you realize that you don't need quite so much, you know. And again, it's customized for each person. Yeah, I just offer these really beautiful suggestions and really beautiful imagery as well. My husband, so like I said, he's a physical therapy student right now. I've done a couple hypnotherapy sessions with him to help him with his studies, and his grades have just shot up. So yeah, you can do it for studying, you can do it for addictions, you can do it for confidence. I mean, literally anything.
Is it almost set up like meditation? Like, are you laying down? Like, how does the whole thing kind of work?
Yeah. So when I get someone on a session, they're typically between 45 minutes and an hour long. And we just get on, I kind of just chat with them, talk to them about what the process is. They know exactly what they're getting into and everything. And I ask all the questions, and then I just make sure they're comfortable. I've had some clients lay down, some just like to kind of sit back, as long as they're comfortable. That's my whole thing.
Have people used it, or can you use it for like mental health, like type issues, like depression, anxiety, postpartum?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I haven't done this one yet, but I do have a script specifically for anxiety. There's this collaboration that I'm part of with a bunch of other hypnotherapists. So we can kind of share our scripts with each other. And so there are hundreds of amazing scripts that I have access to. There's many for pregnancy itself, breastfeeding, postpartum recovery, postpartum depression and anxiety, general depression and anxiety, PTSD. I mean, honestly, just about anything, any struggle or any challenge you're facing, I can almost guarantee that hypnotherapy would be a really beautiful approach to it.
Tell us about, because I know you have so many different like certs and things that you work on. So what are some different courses that you offer, or different things that you have coming up that our audience here could check out?
So I got my certification like a couple months now. And so I actually have a 12-week program for one-on-one clients. So it's 12 weeks. It's called Love Yourself to Health. Kind of my way of helping you bring together the mental and the physical, help you feel more like yourself. And again, it stems from the whole self-love thing. So it's 12 weeks. In fact, I had it. I have a little workbook that I take my clients through. Oh, it's right in front of me. So each week is a milestone, because I know that moms understand milestones. And so I take, it's 12 weeks of these journaling questions. And then each week I get on with them for an hour and we go through those questions, and I will do some of my techniques with them, hypnotherapy and all these other certifications that I have. So I can use time techniques, EFT tapping, and NLP. So neuro-linguistic programming itself. There's tons of different techniques just within that one certification that I use with my clients to help them easily remove limiting beliefs like limiting beliefs that they've held on to since they were like 6 months old. Can be just obliterated in a 5-minute session, 5-minute technique. That is my big, like, if you are ready for a really deep dive, if you're ready to make serious changes, that is the one that I always recommend. It's 12 weeks of really deep dive, really personal, really customized one-on-one coaching with me. And I also offer one-off sessions. So you can just book a single session with me, like a single hypnotherapy session or a single just general NLP session.
Are those sessions, can you do those like virtual, or do they need to come to you? Okay, cool.
Yep. I've done all of my sessions just over Zoom, just like this. And they've been perfect. In fact, I did my whole certification on Zoom as well. So cool. Virtual is my happy place. I can get to anyone wherever you are in the world. I can help you.
Awesome. Cool.
Yep. And then my last offering, I actually just launched it a week ago today. I offer now a group coaching membership program that I'm so excited about. It's called Elevate Your Life Insiders. And it's only $50 a month. My husband thought I was a little bit crazy when I mentioned that, because he was like, shouldn't it be like $250 a month? I actually calculated it out, and it should be a lot more than that for what I'm offering, but I'm really, really excited about what I have it at. So I've got one monthly live group coaching on Zoom where you can come and ask me your specific questions. I have guest interviews. I've got recorded. So like I'll have recorded hypnotherapy sessions and EFT tapping sessions and meditations and all these things that you'll have on-demand access to. And the longer you're in the program, the more like it'll all just be there in your portal. You'll have access to all of these tools and journalings and techniques and coaching.
We have a lot of moms watching too, and I
Mhm.
bet they're, I feel like self-love, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's something that is learned, and I feel like you have to like either, as an adult, go through a learning process of self-love, or you have to be taught it when you're younger, like maybe by a parent. So what are some ways like moms that are watching can instill self-love and show their children self-love so they can kind of grow up with that mentality?
Yes. So the way that I actually look at it is we are born with unconditional self-love. And then we learn all these limiting beliefs. We learn that we need to look a certain way to be loved. We learn that we need to act a certain way to be loved, to be worthy of love. We learn these things, which are limiting beliefs or negative programming, however you want to look at it, these things that kind of are piled on top of us. Mm-hmm. And then you get to this point of awareness where you realize, why don't I love myself? I want to love myself. And then that's when you can start to do the work to take off all those negative layers to get back to the root of who you are. Because at the root of who you are, deep down inside, that self-love is there. It never went away. It's just been stifled. It's just been quieted by all of these negative layers of limiting beliefs and negative programming and mindset blocks. And so having that awareness, again, is that first step, doing the work on yourself. As you do this work on yourself, for yourself, you will naturally start exuding that self-love, and your children notice. They absolutely notice the energy that you have. They know whether or not you love yourself. Some things that you can just start practicing now, your language. Watch the things that you say. When you look in the mirror, what are you saying out loud in front of your kids? Mm-hmm. Are you saying, ugh, mommy's so fat? Mommy needs to lose weight. Mommy's got lots of owies on her face and they're really gross. I've had to catch myself on that one. Just start noticing what you're saying and don't judge it. For the love of all that is holy, do not judge it, because that's only going to make you spiral harder. Just start noticing. Just start noticing. That's the first step. In fact, I actually have a free masterclass all about self-love that anyone can sign up for. And I kind of go into this a little bit deeper.
So, and thank you so much for being here and sharing with us. I love picking your brain and just learning all about these self-love tips. So thank you.
Yeah, this was fun. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys, so that was part 2 of my interview with Megan Stoddard. That was just so cool to hear all about hypnotherapy. I had no clue what she did or like how that would exactly work, but it sounds really awesome. So it's cool to know too that she's doing it right now. Like you can do it through Zoom or what have you, so you don't have to travel to her. So it's cool to know that there's so many options out there. Also, just her tips that she has for self-love and mental health. It was just really awesome to have her on the show. So if you guys want more tips and to see more about her courses that she offers, go check her out at the Megan Stoddard on Instagram and Facebook. We'll check her out there. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Mom Talks with Krista. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. It should be down here somewhere. We release new episodes every single Wednesday, and if you're not following us yet, be sure to follow us at Mommy Knows Best on Instagram. And remember, if you're watching this and doubting yourself, you are a great mom. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next week.